Hello, guys. Welcome to Lead with Love podcast. I am your host, Dr. Loretta. I am here with the great Evanda J, serial entrepreneur, owner of Evanda Elite hair products, as well as House of Elite Salon. We're going to be talking today a little bit about entrepreneurship, what she has going on, why it's important to build wealth in entrepreneurship, and many other nuggets that she may want to drop. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Lead with Love podcast. I'm Dr. Loretta, and I'm here with DFW's finest, Miss Evanda J. She's a serial entrepreneur, and I just think she's dope. I want to just have a discussion about, what you got going on, why did you get started, and, what's your why to continue on this journey of entrepreneurship. So let's get into it. So, you are the owner of House of Elite Salon
Yes.
here in Arlington, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about it. Why did you get started in hair? Like, how did you?
Well, I got started in hair at a very young age.
Okay.
Um, did my own hair because nobody could do it how I wanted it. So
Uh-huh.
that's how that started. Started to take clients. Um, when it was time for me to go off to college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just majored in business, and
Okay.
I think even now I'm more of like an instant gratification type of person. So when I would do hair and then instantly get the money, that was good for me. I worked maybe one true 9 to 5 job at BCBG, but besides that, that was it. I've always done hair. So
Or you like, this is not for me?
I mean, when I was seeing how much money I was making doing hair, I was like, yeah, this is definitely not for me. I'm going to go this route. But the only thing about that is that I had never seen like a professional hairstylist before. I had always seen like hairstylists work out of their kitchens and things of
Gotcha.
that nature. So I was like, I was turned off by the industry. I didn't want to do it. I didn't think it was like professional enough for me.
Okay.
But then I got introduced to, like the Kim Kimballs and things of that nature and seeing how they did things. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, let's go ahead and take this full force. Let me get licensed and then, take it as far as I can.
Okay.
hmm
So do you think that is the reason you started, creating your own brand and branching out into different ways to market your style, your brand, and how you do hair, and then other things?
I just think I was raised in, like, the internet. Like, I came up, when the internet was getting popping and stuff like that. We had, like, Bebo and MySpace and stuff like that. So,
Not
like,
MySpace.
marketing, yeah. So, marketing was, like, second nature for me. I didn't even know that's what I was doing. I didn't know I was
Gotcha.
marketing and branding. I just knew that this is what I like, this I want to give it off, and um, it
Let me just
worked
share it
out.
with
Yeah,
people.
let
Yeah.
me share it with people. It worked out. It was really just me expressing myself and letting people in more on me as a person, and it just like my brand is literally me, in the phases of me. So yeah.
Right. And you're pretty talented at it. Me, I have to hire people that kind of show me the way, but you're pretty good at, showing what you want the audience to see, highlighting what it is that you want to highlight at that time, and then generating business from it. Like, you're selling out of all of your products.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep them on
Thank
shelf.
God.
So, right? That's a good problem to have,
Yeah.
right? So, what sparked your interest in creating a hair care brand? I'm sorry.
Hair care brand.
Uh-huh.
I just felt like it correlated with what I was doing. Like
Okay.
I was already doing hair, so I'm like, let's just up the score. Oh well, let me not say that. Yeah, let's just take it up a notch
Uh-huh.
and get products and things of that nature just to get more passive income coming in. And I want people when they leave out of here, they don't just leave with hair, they can leave with some type of branding so they can let other people know to come back here and get all this stuff like a one-stop shop. That was my real big thing. Like I just want everybody to be able to have all their needs in one place, because that's what I would want to do.
Exactly. I think that's one thing that I love about your salon, because being a busy person, who, like, I can barely get my hair done because I'm that busy, but going in there, taking the time to get my hair done, but you also allow me to purchase what it is that I need to keep it up until the next time I come in.
Yeah.
I don't have time to drive to different places. I don't have time to figure out, okay, which product I need. I have the person right here that I trust to do my hair to tell me which products is going to work for my hair, and I can get it right here and be on my way to doing the next thing. So, like, definitely that works. Like, I mean, it may have been a branding or marketing strategy, but it is really a solution for people.
No, yeah, and that was another thing I had seen that was a problem, and I knew from being in college and taking that business class is that, you know, the main way to be successful is to find a problem and make a solution, or make a problem and then find a solution. But either way, be the solution to a problem. So that's what I want to do. Yeah.
And I like how you've automated, like, how people can book appointments, and you announce even on social media and all your platforms when you have openings, because not only is that bringing awareness to your business or when people can come, but it alerts your clients to like, hey, you need to go get your hair done. Like, you need to go ahead and book your spot. And so I love how you utilize social media to kind of provide your services, or, you know, advertise your service. And I keep saying that because I don't think you give yourself enough credit. You're doing things that, like, people have to learn. Like, seriously, I'm learning this every day and asking questions, paying money to figure it out, and here you are doing it effortlessly. And what would you say to the audience about becoming a business owner and then branding yourself? Like, what golden nugget would you drop about, you know, if someone just, you know, need to know how to get started and what to do?
The first thing I would say would be to find your why, like why you're doing it. Like, I had a very strong why when I started. You know, I don't really tell, like, my backstory a lot, and somebody told me that, and I was like, you know what, you're right, I don't, because I don't really like talking about myself a lot and what happened, but, you know, having 2 siblings, you know, it's 3 of us with my mom. She's a single mom. She had 2 heart attacks at one point when I was in high school, and she wasn't able to necessarily work, so her husband, you know, would basically take care of us, you know, the best way, all of us, the best way he could. And, you know, you just don't want to ask, already struggling mom for anything, you know. So that was my big why. Like, I wanted to be able to, like, not have to worry about financials anymore. So every day when I'm waking up and doing stuff, it's not necessarily for, you know, bags, cars, and shoes. I mean, it is. I need that too. But it was more like, I don't want to ever have to ask, you know, person who brought me into this world for anything. I want to be able to help her, because she's going through some real stuff right now. Never seen nothing like this before, and we're young, and I got 2 younger brothers. So it's like, I would definitely say, you know, find your why.
Yeah, that's good.
And then set goals and make a plan. So a lot of things come to me naturally. So I didn't really plan as well as I should have, just because I was just going with the flow and just reaping the benefits of, I'm already a hard worker. It's a lot of things that people have to be taught. I'm waking up doing that every day. Anyways, I'm posting 2 times a day when all this first started. Like, I'm working 7 days a week. Like, I'm taking classes. Like, I'm trying to, you know, I'm going to different networking events just off that's just what I, you know, what I do, you know. So, but I wish I would have had more of a structured plan. I felt like I would have been further, like a business, but I could have used other people's money. You know.
OPM is important.
Exactly. You know, I wish I would have known more about credit and things of that nature, so I could have, you know, been further ahead and not put myself in such a hole trying to do things at the magnitude that I like to do them. Like I
Right.
like to do things kind of big, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, that costs money.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, I would say, find your why and always have a plan in
Mm-hmm.
place so that, you can celebrate small wins.
Mm-hmm.
And when you reach your goals, you can feel proud of yourself. Because I will say a lot of times I do things, and I know what you just said, and I don't say anything about it because, yeah, I'm proud about it, but I'm not completely,
Satisfied, like
yeah, I'm
you're,
not completely satisfied with where
mm-hmm.
I'm at right now.
Gotcha. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to have the conversation with you, and why I collaborate with different entrepreneurs, because a lot of times what we do initially is we're trying to solve a problem that we have. And so we use business or whatever that product or service that we have to solve that problem. And so we prioritize scaling that business up. We prioritize making sure that product is ready to get out there, but we don't prioritize our finances. We don't prioritize paying ourselves first. We don't prioritize making sure that we're growing our money in the right vehicles or protecting it from volatility, and creating a healthy, steady cash flow. And to your point, utilizing OPM, other people's money, or having the right business credit and ways to build that credit is important. And it is definitely a viable option when you're trying to scale up, expand your brand, and take your business to the next level and reach whatever heights you want to reach. And so I think it is very important for you to highlight that and to let the audience know, even if you're gifted in different ways and you're doing things and you're successful, you want to solicit as much help to devise the plan that you need to go where you're trying to go,
Yes, for
to
sure.
achieve and live out that vision that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are a visionary and you think of different things, and so you need resources and capital to do that.
For sure, and definitely, I will tell people like get a mentor.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to like be a mentee and ask people things, and go to different seminars or whatever and get that knowledge because like you know it'll never be a waste of money
Right.
for your knowledge is never a waste of money.
Exactly. You will gain something from those conversations, especially if you are in the room with people with different skill sets, different knowledge, points about different things. You can compile that information and apply it to what you're trying to do. I have been talking to a lot of business owners lately because I'm just having more conversations and people are sending people my way. And one thing that I like to focus on, like, create a team.
Mm-hmm.
A
Oh
lot
my
of times we
goodness.
think, okay, I just need a CPA and I'm good. No, we need a team to have a whole strategy in place to make sure we're getting where we're trying to go. You need a CPA. You need a financial professional who's going to educate you on things that you can be doing, different buckets and vehicles of money to grow, whether it's variable, whether it's indexing, whether it's investing in stocks and things of that nature. You need to have someone who can educate you on those things, not someone that's going to throw something at you and you're like, okay, you don't know anything about it. And if you don't know anything about it, you don't know if it's getting you closer to your goal or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so CPAs are important for making sure your your records are good and you can file your taxes and things of that nature. But also, if you don't feel like your CPA is educating you on tax advantages, is
Mm-hmm.
that the CPA that you want?
Right.
So we know that the tax code in this country is created for entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
So, as an entrepreneur or a business owner, you would want to maximize what you know and what you need to know about the tax code to make sure that you're flourishing and you're building the wealth the way that you need to. Because if you don't, you're just losing.
Mm-hmm.
So CPA, financial professional, tax strategist, or educator, because a lot of times, sometimes CPAs, I'm not a CPA, I just talk to different people, and they focus on a certain sector. Like, you wouldn't go to a neurologist to talk about your heart,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't go to a family medicine practitioner, a doctor, to talk about your brain. And so when you think about who you should have on your team to make sure your business is flourishing, you should seek out the specialists in those areas to grow and scale up. Because people, like, for example, like, entrepreneurs are really talented.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about, to become an entrepreneur and to flourish and do well without a plan,
Mm-hmm.
that takes major skill.
Yeah.
And so just imagine having the right team behind you and with you, that you can figure out, okay, I have this question about this.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Your expertise is this. So, like, okay, we have this plan. Okay, how do you think my brand is going? Having a brand strategist. I know you're great. You probably don't need one as much, but as you start to expand your businesses and
Definitely.
enter into different industries, having a brand specialist for all of those things to help. And then sometimes the bigger your I guess corporation is, or if you're in multiple industries, have a tax attorney. So what I like my audience to know is that you don't have to have one person on your financial team. You should have as many as you need to make sure that you are maximizing the growth of your money, maximizing how your cash flow is staying steady and continuing to scale up, and then maximizing how much money you get to keep and transfer and protect.
Mm-hmm.
As a business owner, you are able to attest to the fact that because you had no plan, you're not where you want to be. You continue to grow. I see it. You continue to grow, but wouldn't you agree that having a team that gives you a plan can get you where you're trying to go? Or what
Um.
are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I believe having the right team,
Right.
can can you know get you to where you want to be and hold you accountable on
Mm-hmm.
things that you're supposed to do. Definitely, I'm a team player. Like, I always want to add people to my team, but it can also be discouraging when you add the wrong people to your
Right.
team. So it makes you kind of reluctant to add anybody else on.
Right.
So you kind of want to learn a little bit about everything before you hire on anybody, so that you can make sure everybody's
Mm-hmm.
performing their job the correct way.
Exactly.
um but yeah, that's why I am appreciative to all the people who aren't afraid to share the information that
Right.
they have and the expertise that they have with others,
Mm-hmm.
and like referrals and things of that nature. Not trying to gatekeep certain type of information and people, so that
Mm-hmm.
others like myself can get to the next level for sure.
Right. I definitely tell people, as far as finding the right team, don't be afraid to ask questions. When you're meeting or sitting down with someone who you're prospecting or potentially adding to your team, ask what they specialize in.
Mhm.
Ask what type of clients that they see, and see if they're trying to educate you on some things.
Yeah.
If your anyone, it doesn't matter if they're talking about finance or anything, if the person that you're adding or the person that's in your circle, if they're not bringing something that adds value, and you keep having to search for that value, that may not be the right person to keep on your team.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we ignore that in the beginning. We're like still waiting. Oh, I didn't get anything out of that. Oh, you're still waiting, and you end up suffering because you ignored the red flags. So definitely focus on vetting them first and asking questions and seeing people who share information and this is just from my experience. I could be wrong, but the more people I talk to, people who share information that they don't have to share or freely give, or go above and beyond to get people access to resources, I think they're sent from heaven. Like, seriously, because we we all know those people who hoard their information, who may charge an arm and a leg for you to get it. But I feel like, we've been marginalized for a long time. We put our efforts and time in things that do not add value to us, and so I think it's time for us to have access to what we need, because what you bring to the table for your market and the community is important, and you being successful is important for what people need. Because I don't know what I would have done if you weren't here being great the way that you are and marketing the way that you've been doing. And so this conversation about entrepreneurship is not just about how you can make money, but to encourage people, no matter where you're from, where you start, what you do, you can create your own avenue. You can create your own lane. And you providing the tip of finding what your why is, staying consistent, and seeking help where needed, where it's needed, is going to help us all get closer to our goals. And so I'm inspired daily by every time I see you. I don't care if you're posting edge control. I'm just like, look at Evanda. That girl. And you have your brand facing the camera. I'm like, look at that. And applying it to your client's hair. Like, I get excited about it because you're showing people that anything is possible. You can have a vision and just take 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, and make it happen.
Yeah, I've been hearing that.
You're kind of shy about it, and you don't think it's a big deal, but I do.
Thank you.
Yeah, so, what would you say about, I guess, your vision for your hair care brand? Like, I know you just told us why you started it, but like, what keeps you expanding, or what things do you use as inspiration to add more to your line?
I would have to say I have a vision of, like, I get visions of, like, future me, and like, how I'll be living and what I'll be doing and who I'll be doing it with. And I know, and I also know how I want to wake up every morning, how I want to feel when I wake up every morning, what I want my bank account to look like when I open it up. And it's just like, that's what keeps me going. Makes
How many
me
zeros behind another number?
Exactly.
Okay,
Like,
gotcha.
that's what keeps me going for the most part. And plus, this is my own brand. I work for myself. I answer to nobody but myself. Of course, I want to keep that going, And I keep hearing that I'm inspiring people and things of that nature. So I want to keep that going as well, to let others know that it's possible. Like the people that I look up to.
Right.
Like, they're doing things that I'm not doing. So I know that it's possible. So if I keep on going how I'm going, then maybe one day I can achieve the success that they have. Not necessarily that I'm looking, to be like somebody else, but it's just like, it's good to have that representation.
Right. That's good. That's good. Um, what one reason that I'm highlighting this is because representation matters. A great segue to that, but also we know that having representation of success could change the economy in a sense. So, what do you think, or what would you say about how being and becoming an entrepreneur changes economic power for our community? What do you think? Like, when I say economic power for our community, how do you think entrepreneurship will aid in the cause of wealth building or economic power?
Um, I so for me, I just feel like it allows for our community to not necessarily have like a cap, like,
Mm-hmm.
or like, where we
Mm-hmm.
can all tap out at
Right.
as far as like wealth building. And it allows us to have like our own communities and businesses where we can show up as ourselves, and
That's good.
pass those things along to our offspring or somebody, our people beneath us, our community beneath us. And it allows us to take control over our narrative and
Mm-hmm.
like finally be put ourselves in the race of wealth race, being able to build
Mm-hmm.
communities and
Right.
live, get the best out of life and things of that nature, and not necessarily be oppressed,
Mm-hmm.
you know
Mm-hmm.
um
Yep.
yeah.
I definitely I agree with being able to create and represent ourselves in a way that we want to show up and all of that. I feel like entrepreneurship is like the gateway to wealth building,
Mhm.
and it's a gateway to people living a fulfilled life.
Mhm.
Like, there's nothing wrong with, working somewhere. I mean, you can use your revenue and cash flow from working a 9 to 5. People do it all the time. But also, we need some entrepreneurship because we can become our own pool of resources.
Mhm. Yeah.
How many times have you gone somewhere or been in a place and you're just like, I wonder why they don't have this?
Yeah.
How many times you've thought about how communities lack certain things that could really elevate or change the trajectory of a person's life?
Yeah.
And when that community lacks that whatever that particular thing, we wonder why someone else has not done it, or why maybe the government has not helped these people.
Yeah.
And even though, we may think, and not to get too political, we may think, voting, having the right people in office will help, but having power and economic power can
Mhm.
help.
For sure.
So if becoming an entrepreneur or entrepreneurship is a gateway to building economic power, it essentially means that we can provide solutions for our communities, be a pool of resources for the people around us, and change the trajectory of lives.
Mhm.
No
Yeah.
matter what thing you're doing, whatever thing you own. And so I get excited about, the things that we're doing, and I get excited about businesses succeeding in the right way
Yeah.
and having the right financial plan, because that literally means change
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
And so I'm so grateful that you decided to come talk to me about this. I'm thankful for everything that you're doing in the community. I'm thankful for what you're doing for your brand and your business, because successful businesses mean mean change to me. So
Mhm.
I appreciate you.
Of course. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, you keep shying away about what you are doing, but I'm gonna let the audience see for themselves. Tell them where they can find you. Like,
So you can find me on Instagram at Evanda Official. My brand's Instagrams are Evanda Elite Hair, Evanda. That's how you spell Evanda. And House of Elite Salon on Instagram as well. My website is evandaelitehair.com. I'm on Facebook, Evanda Johnson, Evanda Elite Hair, Twitter, everything,
yeah.
Snapchat, Instagram. I meant TikTok,
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah, I think she's gonna come up with a branding course next. I don't know. I'm just plugging it. Just
I
kidding.
am. I've been the people I have. I'm trying to monetize everything that I can, and I'm noticing that I have a lot of knowledge in certain things. So why not make a course out of it?
That part.
Yeah.
That part. All right. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to Lead with Love podcast. I am grateful for our guest here, Miss Evanda J. Please share this content with someone that you love. Click like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as check out our Facebook and Instagram pages. All right, you guys have a good one.